Shah in at number 3, the leading run scorer for Afghanistan in one-day internationals. That best of 114 actually came on this ground against Zimbabwe way back in February of 2018. Strike rate just in excess of 70 runs per 100 balls. Again, a little bit of swing for Shodaful. We saw that in his first over as well. That's nice.
Yes, he's a good, decent bowler. A nice seam position. This is pretty instinctive from Gurbaz. Bats like this. He'll take a risk or two. And the idea wasn't bad because he just wanted to get closer to the pitch of the ball and drive it through the offside. It didn't work this time, but usually he's pretty successful. This is pretty instinctive from Gurbaz. Bats like this. He'll take a risk or two. The idea wasn't bad because he just wanted to get closer to the pitch of the ball and drive it through the offside. It didn't work this time. Usually it's pretty successful. This is pretty instinctive. He'll take a risk or two. Strike early on, and then once you get settled, then you can crack the whip.
And I think umpire Alex Wharf here is telling captain of Bangladesh, Najmul Hassan Shanto, that at the moment DRS isn't working. Should be down to the umpires out in the middle to make all the decisions, if necessary, until DRS is back up and running.
I don't know whether that's good or bad.
Shah Durrani and Alex Wharf, the two on-field umpires today. Third umpire is Hassan Raza from Pakistan. It's his 23rd match on the TV box. And Javagal Shrinath, fourth most matches for a match referee in history in men's one-day internationals. Andrew Montgomery, Chris Broad and Jeff Crow. He also played World Cup final in 2004, 2003 three measures. The umpire's now being told the good news that DRS is back. swing. Ambitious shout for LBW though. End of the over. Afghanistan 8 for 1. Early wicket then for Bangladesh. Afghanistan winning the toss and deciding to bat. Aminullah Gurbas, the man to go. Taskin, the successful bowler, in operation again from the Sharjah club end.
You can do that in ODI cricket, leave the ball at times. So this is not a bad start at all from Atul. He's being careful here. The wicket has gone down, so I think the situation demands him to be just a little bit more careful and fall back on good defense. So there's a scope that you've been given from the batting department. That's a wide down the leg side. So that role has to be defined, especially to a young kid like him. There's obviously this natural talent and ability, but he's got to understand the situation and adapt accordingly.
So adaptation is the real test for him to switch from 2020 international cricket, or 2020 cricket as he was playing there in the Emerging Teams Asia Cup, through to a much longer duration, 50 overs. Just a long time to bat.
In ODI, obviously, you can engage few gears, and so first of all, I think the idea is to survive this. There's a little bit of sideways movement. Wicket has gone down. Once again, rushing himself into that drive. Don't need to. Just fall back on good defense there for about a couple of overs. So when we were batting in ODIs, the only sort of direction we were given is that play out the 50 overs. If you're an opener, look to play 50 overs, and invariably you'll get 100 and the team will win also. A simple message, but that used to work quite well with the top order.
It's those innings that Siddiqullah Atal played in the emerging T20 tournament in Oman. 83, 95 not out, 52, 83 and 55 not out against Sri Lanka A in the final. Incredible body of work that. And all at a strike rate in excess of 147 runs per 100 balls.
It's a good time for a young kid to come into this dugout environment. Afghanistan are worldly mobile. They're on a high. They played the semi-final of the World Cup in West Indies. So it can't be bad for a young kid like Atul to come in and learn from, the guys who've delivered at the top end. It's about winning, it's about enjoying each other's company, it's about doing well for Afghanistan, and that really can spur you on as a young kid.
Not sure what the delay is here. We're okay again to go. Very slow start to this match. 20 minutes gone and we're only in the fourth over. Short and pulled away. What a resounding shot that was. A shot of confidence from Siddiqullah Atal.
So the first glimpse of how talented this guy is, because as an opener you want to have this shot available to you, and so it was smashed. Absolutely dismissive he was over square leg. You can play the pull shot, if you can play the drive, then you're set to open for your side for a very long time, because these two lanes you get tested by fast bowlers, and the skin can be pretty slippery as well. 140.6, 138.6 his last two balls. What a shot.
Tested again, and almost all the way for 6. Tremendous end to the over there from Siddiqullah Atal. Successive boundaries, Afghanistan 17 for 1. This field, and there will be run. It's been a sedate start from Afghanistan. Atal has started to unfurl its stroke-making ability. 2 boundaries from the previous over. Two classy strokes through the onside. And an excellent play against the short ball. In the comment box, I'm Devendra with me is Overshot. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Just want to mention those shots. Really testing the middle of the wicket. Atal really up to the challenge.
Beaten again. He's getting the ball to swing as well. Different lengths that he's been bowling.
Now this will be the real test, really, the swinging ball. It's all well and good. You can play the short ball, especially here in Sharjah, but can you pitch it? Can you play the ball that's pitched up? A little bit of swing, a little bit of movement in the air. Saying that, he does look very talented young man.
The last 1 year has been incredible from the blade of Atal, getting a lot of runs in domestic cricket. Sleeping position. He's watchful. So good defensive strokes and very good at taking time. There's the patience to play big innings.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Afghanistan really have took their time. Like you mentioned, rather sedate start here to these innings. But I guess you can afford to do that. It's not quite T20 cricket where you're trying to maximise, take advantage of the power play. Here it's about getting in, and I think once you can get in, you can perhaps take advantage of the back end of the power play. Umpires just making the captain aware that DRS is down.
Two men in catching position, the other 3. Sleeping men in the covers. Short mid-wicket is fair. Wants to run. Miscommunication. Wild throw.
Well, that could have been interesting. Sent back. An early call of yes. Let's have a look. Just knocked down the ground. Atal's interested, however, quickly sends his partner back, Remit, back to the non-strikers. No harm done.
It's a different experience for Afghanistan because normally, in general, they are used to having big combinations, working big partnership for the first wicket. Ibrahim and Gurbaz batting together.
Gurbaz already out. Ibrahim not participating because of injury. New combination. Early jolt received. Swing again. He's bowling beautifully.
Well, it presents an opportunity to the likes of Atal to come in and grab the opportunity. Have another look at that delivery. Talk about some high-class bowling. Well, you've got to have some high-class footwork to negate that kind of swing bowling. The ball does swing here at Sharjah. The new rock does swing. I would say probably after about the 10 over mark. Once the ball is 5 overs old from each end, remember. Got 2 new balls in operation. So once that happens, it's can become that little bit easier for batting.
Nicely chucked away on the onside. Would have to settle for a single. Good discipline from Bangladesh. 5 overs gone, 19-1 Afghanistan. Afghanistan winning the toss and batting first, 19 for 1. This has been excellent bowling combination. Shariful and Taskin in tandem. Taskin to continue from the far end. Well stopped on the follow through. A lot of challenges, especially when it comes to making debut. Doing well at the under 23 level or under 19 level, then making that jump. What all challenges the batters face on their opening match?
I think in one-day international cricket, firstly, you've got the nerves whether you're playing or not. You're a part of the squad, and then finally, when you get the nod, you get the cap. The cap ceremony takes place before the game. I think once all those stuff has been taken care of, and you're minutes away from the business of opening the batting for your country, I think you do feel a little bit nervous sitting in the dressing room, but I think once you walk out there and take guard, I'm sure everything disappears. You start looking at the ball, you start looking at the field, you start getting into that game mentality and reminding yourself your strengths, because that's the secret. You've got to walk out there and remember your strengths and play to those strengths, and not get sucked into the mind games that the opposition captain may well have in store for you. Just having a look at that ball, I think there's a little bit of leather that's just come off. And they're going to either snip it off or a wholesale change of the cricket ball.
Also the role of the colleagues play a big part in easing the nerves as well.
Yeah, I guess it does, especially the senior players. I think often a lot of senior players sort of tend to go up to the youngsters and say, remember, young man, why you're here? Remember the way you've played leading up to this series? So it's important to play the same way when you're given the opportunity.
Last one it has been rollicking from batting perspective also, because from getting runs in domestic cricket, T20 cricket, in the emerging Asia Cup instance, then he's been outstanding. So that frame of mind, positive mindset, when you get runs, you are into the groove coming into the tournament. Took it to ball, Gurbaz charging down with delivery, which this Alex Nair, movement of the seam. Fine catch taken by the sweeper.
Yeah, just played it on the walk, as they say. As the ball is swinging, you don't want to be walking because your head is not stable. The decision-making can just falter a little bit, and as it did in that case for Gurbaz.
But on the leg side, wide will be signal. focus from Afghanistan perspective would be on changing the momentum at the moment. Bangladesh exercising control.
Change of field here. The fine leg fielder has come into the ring. Have a look at that. Interestingly enough, they've got a deep square leg out. So are we going to see the short ball? Is Taskin going to test him out again? Because he's took him on twice. And Bangladesh get third time lucky.
Medium distance, not only short ball. Depends the temperament. Talking about in the first class cricket, domestic cricket, T20 cricket, and when you're in good form, you think differently about the challenges, and he's got the patience to play big innings.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's shown that leading up to this game, but it's all about performing. There's one thing potential and there's one thing performance. He's been given an opportunity here in this one-day international. So far, so good. Looks a pretty compact player. Played that short ball rather well in the previous over against Taskin. Apart from that, he looked pretty good.
Michael came in contact with his steps. Still operating with slip and third on the boundary, then on the boundary on the onside at deep square. Lovely stroke, amazing stroke from Atal, and he picks up another boundary.
Well, simple yet effective. Just a nice punch down the ground. Knew it was going to go to the boundary the moment he hit it. Just held the pose ever so slightly. Of course, the outfield's done the rest. So boundary number 3 there for Atal, who is sitting pretty on 16 of just 22 deliveries.
It's a historic day here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, hosting the 300th international match. Pulls in front of square, wants the second run, and we get there.
Yeah, it looks like the young man's getting better and better into his stride now. Nice boundary down the ground, followed by a pull to square leg, but picks up 2. That will fill in with a lot of confidence, the fact that his footwork's working really well. He's leading into the ball, to the full balls and also the short one. That's the 300th game here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. These are all games held here at the historic games. I think this will bring him 2 more to Atal as he moves on to 20. An opportunity for some overthrows. Well, no, there isn't.
A lot of ODI cricket has been played at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 253. Inspiring the next generation or generations of cricketers, 3 or 4 generations of cricketers. Especially remember growing up as a kid, watching Sachin Tendulkar, Wakariulis in action. That was too far outside the stump.
Yeah, I do remember those days watching Wasim Akram Wahma Yunus operating at this ground. Watching our fellow commentator Ramiz Raja also showing us how to cut the ball off leg stump. Love to cut Ramiz, and of course the dangerous flick.
Lots of commentating on those glorious moments in late 90s and early 2000s. That's the world set likes to take time. Rehman Shah, he knows the importance of his presence at the crease. The departure of Gurbaz early.
29 for 1 Afghanistan. Shoreful bowling very well into his fourth over. He's got the ball to swing back into the right-hander, got the ball leaving the left-handed Atal. He actually manages to get it going across the right-hander as well. So he's really is making the ball talk.
Rehman Shah has been a consistent player for Afghanistan since Asia Cup in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. His resurgence as a batter has been brilliant for Afghanistan, contributing massively in the ICC ODI World Cup in India.
Yeah, he impressed me really in India, the way he played. Really held the innings together a lot of the times. And I think at times Afghanistan needed that. Just needed someone to be able to bat time, really accumulate runs and allow the players, the other batters, to come in and bat around him. I think he's got his mindset into batting for a long period of time.
What's your favorite memory watching cricket from Sharjah or playing?
For those of you know, I was born in Pakistan, and there's only one game that really comes to mind is the India-Pakistan game where Javed Mirdad managed to hit a 6 the last ball of Chetan Sharma. Gave him an absolute beauty. A knee-high full toss of all deliveries. He bowled it and he put it, I think, about 10 rows back. A monster 6, and I think the whole of Pakistan was celebrating. This game was just an unbelievable game of cricket. So I'd probably have to say that one is my favourite memory of Sharjah Cricket Stadium.
Well in position at the point and in the covers. Short cover end. Lead off for the offside. Third and final leg on the boundary. Players, it's not very often you see Rehman Shah coming down the pitch. Frustration because they've been bowling well.
Yeah, I think definitely frustration for Rehman Shah because so far he hasn't really attempted any big shot. I tell you what, that was not a million miles away from that off stump. That's the way Shoreful was bowled. He bowled it. Beautiful line, a beautiful length. He has kept the pressure on Rehman, who's only managed to score 1 run of 10 deliveries.
Not much of pace in the pitch. It's not bouncing either. Reaching for it. Just falling short of men at gully position. That marks the end of the 7th over. 30 for 1, Afghanistan.
So 7 overs in to the contest, maybe honours even as we get towards the latter stages of this first power play. 3 power plays in all of the internationals these days. Remember, 2 new balls in play as well, so it's 1 new white ball at each end. I see Mustafizer around that for the first time. Very dynamic and varied bowling lineup this for Bangladesh. Ahmed Fadai is joining me. Afghanistan will be disappointed to have lost Gurbaz, but wonderful scenes of this continued sparkling run of form for Sifullah Atal. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Well, spot on. Manullah Gurbaz has been performing for Afghanistan very consistently. He scored a brilliant 100. The earlier series we saw against South Africa was the player of the series. Had a bad start to that series as well. Was out for duck. Oh, he's got him. This is the line that bothers Rahmat Shah, and this time around the pressure built has caused the trouble. Another wicket down for Afghanistan. Bangladesh are enjoying a wonderful time in the power play, Andrew.
Well, 2 in the power play. So if you get 3, you're right on top. Again, it was just a drive slightly away from the body. Mushfiqur Rahim gleefully takes the catch. He's taken both. That to get Gurbaz and now Rahmat Shah, who's gone for 2. Afghanistan in some trouble. It's 30 for 2. It's going to be the captain to the crease. He's out there earlier than he would have liked. Hashmatullah Shahidi in at his usual position of number 4. He's really grown into the captaincy in this format. His batting continues to evolve. Something he'll want to change is that conversion rate. 21 50s, but still yet to get another century. Could today be the day? He's going to get 3 figures. He's going to be doing it under the maximum of pressure, because right now, despite him winning the toss, Ahmed, his side are in real trouble thanks to this 2nd wicket.
Yeah, I think this is one line that has troubled Rahmat Shah over the years. Once again, Bangladesh. Remember in the series that Afghanistan played against Bangladesh, this was the consistent line that Rahmat Shah was troubled. And the problem was there was a lot of pressure building on Rahmat Shah. And Mustafizer doing the job for Bangladesh. Yeah, you're pretty right about it. He saw the wicket, decided to bat first. It seemed like it's been a good toss to lose for Bangladesh. But pressure built. 2 batters back into the dugout. A lot of work to be done, especially by the skipper, Hashmatullah Shahidi.
A sparkling way to get off the mark. It's going to race away across the outfield. Just his 2nd delivery, but the perfect square cover drive. The captain was off the mark in some style.
Well, yeah, that's a wonderful shot. A full ball. You want to bowl full on this wicket and want to bowl it to the pads of the batter, but this time around right into the slot for Hashmatullah Shahidi. Opens his arm in a beautiful shot. The appreciation from the dugout tells you should ease the nerves a little bit.
This game is definitely evolving, isn't it? It's one that when he first started out on the scene, I think of his strike rates, he was always sort of stuck in the 60s or 70s, but he has added some power. And he looks to me to be very at home there at number 4. He spent most of his time place in the order. When your captain gets to choose where you bat.
Yeah, and especially those winning moments. And when you talk about the winning moments, talking about that, imagine the work of against Pakistan. That was a big moment for the Afghanistan cricket. End of the over, we'll come to that. 8 overs done, 34 for 2.
So you're watching live from Sharjah on a historic day. These two sides, an historic day in the venue. It's a Firebird production for the Afghanistan cricket board here. Great to bring you these pictures.
Yeah, so talking about Hashim Blushing, that winning shot he played against Pakistan, Afghanistan in that ODI World Cup. Which just been 4 victories, and ever since Afghanistan has not looked back, missing on the semi-final spot in 2023 and then in 2024 making it to the semi-final. That was a rough day, scoring only 59 against South Africa. Didn't read the pitch properly. Again, they had won the toss over there. But what a beautiful journey this has been for Afghanistan. And then look at the emerging Asian market. Particularly, I'm looking at Nicola, the kind of mental toughness that he so far has showcased. Tells you a lot about how Afghanistan is growing.
Now, bit of interest. It's come a long way across. Height might be an issue. They're going to consider this. Consider it in a big way. What's the word back to the captain? I think Shariful Islam is interested. He's got 5 seconds, Shanto. What's he going to do? No. For me, on first view, there'll be 2 reviews per innings. It looks straight enough. Was height the issue?
Yeah, you're right. He actually shuffles across. Nicola that has that tendency. It's a little bit interesting, isn't it? Because on this wicket, the ball hasn't been getting the bounce that you would want. Yeah, I think you would want to look at the wicket-keeper to give you an idea, and probably the skipper looking at him and asking for an advice before deciding against the review.
Second view, we'll see if we get another look. It looked a bit leg-sideish, didn't it? Not just the height, so maybe at best, at very best umpire's call, which means you're not going to get the decision go in your favour. You would hold on to the review, though. They did have a long think about it, didn't they? Just that angle down.
Yeah, but the only thing that maybe will have made Shariful very interested in asking the captain to take the reviews, because Nicola has this. He shuffles across, he walks. But he's not got out so often for the LBW. If you look at his record of how Nicola has been out, it's been very rare in his case. Only 4 times, Raj telling us about his performances so far.
Through for a quick signal here. Let's see if we can get a look at by the projection where this would have gone. And was it the right decision for Najmul Hussain Shanto to keep the review in his pocket?
You're right, umpire's card, but why not take it?
You say that now. Captain Hindsight. Because of that shuffle across the stumps, that's why I thought it was an interesting one. Oh dear. If you're wondering how hot it is for November, I used to live in Dubai, Ahmed, as I told you before, when I was here with ICC. Usually this time of the year, November, December, January, February, delightful. The rest of the year, well, particularly for an Irishman, a little bit too hot for your liking, but it's 34 degrees today. Is that heat and there's a bit of humidity? We were sweating it there during the pre-match. Is that a factor in why Afghanistan have chosen to bat first?
Well, there's one thing before I come to that. We're working with ICC second office, and they're playing out here under sun. That'll do the difference. But yeah, I still think it's a little hot. I had a quick chat with Rashid Khan early on before the match started. So he was like asking me, how is the heat treating you? And I was like, it's okay. But then again, the warm-up that you do, the preparations that you do, and then you come here and play 50 overs, and then you come again in the second innings. So yeah, it's going to be a big tour.
The funny way, the two sides here, I know it gets very hot in Bangladesh, different kind of heat. They're more used to these local conditions because they play so much cricket. Here in Sharjah and indeed up the road in Abu Dhabi, you just see that heat actually. Maybe the start of November, I know it was much hotter in September when it was Afghanistan versus South Africa, Afghanistan versus Ireland into October. But here in Sharjah, well, I can't stand the heat to get out of the kitchen of this Sharjah cricket stadium.
And then talk about the heat when Afghanistan went to Bangladesh. They played a test match in June, July. God, that was heat. The fielders literally were not able to stop the ball because they were not seeing it. The sun was just hitting them right on their heads. And Afghanistan had to go under that heat. That was some taking.
Where are we going to see a day where we get some kind of a fully covered stadium? I know there's one day in Melbourne that we use that's mainly an AFL stadium that's used in the Big Bash. Just come back from USA or Nepal and Scotland, the American version over there. The latest baseball stadium they're building, Athletics, which is going to go to Las Vegas. That's going to have a roof over it. See, Vegas gets very hot in the summer, so it's going to have a roof over it, the air conditioned inside.
You know, the interesting thing I'm hearing is there is anything else in Las Vegas? Cricket?
Maybe
in other games?
Dallas, Texas, the hub of it at the moment in the USA. Sharples got through the over despite a few troubles. 9 bowled, 35 for 2. That's the suggested batting order. Azmatullah Ahmed side. Certainly been impressed by the way Bangladesh started. They started with discipline. There's always an adjustment, isn't there, for these sides juggling all three formats. You've seen Simmons come in as the head coach of the Tigers. He's going to be in place till the end of the Champions Trophy. There he is. Zimbabwe, former Ireland head coach. Did a great job with the West Indies too, didn't he? He's come in really with a task to get this side prepped for that Champions Trophy with Pakistan. And that's why this series is so critical. Now this must be close. And given it's Mustafizer, 2 and 2 overs. And after such a promising start to his ODI debut for Siddiqullah Tal, I think he's been trapped right in front.
Yeah, see the quality of Mustafizer reading Siddiqullah and how he has been batting. He doesn't take the review, the skipper tells him there's no chance you'll survive this call. All it will happen is that you lose the review. So not the kind of an inning that he would have been looking at, but let's have a look at this. This is brilliant bowling from Mustafizer. Building the pressure on Afghanistan. Siddiqullah Atta, the player of the series from the emerging series, has to go back. Make that long walk back to the pavilion. Scored 21 of 30. Afghanistan on 35 for 3.
Real trouble here for Afghanistan. Wonderful form, conditions that they know, they play well in, winning the toss. Number 5 to the crease inside the first power play. Comes the all-rounder, Azmatullah Ahmed side. He's a dynamic ball striker, he's an attacking player. Those career numbers, still early in his career very much, but someone with rich promise. If you took those numbers alone as a batter, you'd be delighted at his right arm way fast bowling. Such a talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the previous series against South Africa, it took South Africa 3 matches to finally get him out. And at this stage of the game for Afghanistan, it's important that these two put together a partnership. Faiz has been bowling brilliantly. 2 wickets. Siddhi Kulab.
Yeah, really good decision not to review, particularly on your ODI debut. Probably been in this position before. I know he's played since the 20s, but hasn't been in a position as to whether or not to know whether to burn the review, listen to his partner. He was trapped right in front. It was a good piece of bowling. Just back a little bit, didn't it? And probably trapped him in line with off stump and go on and crash in to the middle leg. Oh, is this an edge? Is there a tickle? Oh, yes, there is. It's the Fizz, and he's on fire in Sharjah. Bangladesh, they've got a raucous crowd cheering them on, and Afghanistan in tatters in the first 10.
Wow, what an over this has been. A double wicket over, and he's yet to bowl another ball before the power play ends. Perfect line, just outside the off stump. Indecisive shot from Azmatullah Omarzai straight into the hands of Mushfiqur Rahim. Fizz on fire, you rightly called it. Azmatullah Omarzai departs without trouble in the scorers, 35 for 4.
Lovely knee comes to the crease at number 6. These fans, certainly the Afghan fans being outnumbered right now. It's not a double wicket maiden because of the single. It's the end of the first power play, 36 for 4. Real trouble. Afghanistan's ODI history. This is their second worst ever power play start. Only lost 4 wickets once before for less runs than that. That was against Bangladesh again. Chattogram. Some matches between these two sides. The opening day now, skipper Ashmatullah Shahidi, they have to rebuild. Good utility player, but Afghanistan not able to win. Certainly looking how far this has gone off the surface. That has jagged. I'm not sure if it's a cutter or if it's in the seam. Close to unplayable. Just hit the seam, the wobble seam, the modern way. Gets good reward. Interesting move this one. Not necessarily would have picked given the dominance of the seamers in the first 10. So he's spinning for the first time. Very talented cricketer, Mehdi Hassan Miraz. He'll come in. Is that just because Ashmatullah Shahidi's at the crease the left hand?
Yeah, I think the Pacers have done the job. You'll want to continue with the Pacers, but again, because the left hand batter out there. And also looking at the way Gulbadi Naib bats, he's more comfortable against the pace as compared to the spinners. We've seen Gulbadi Naib at times getting out to the spinners. So might that also have played in the mind of the skipper? Remember, the video analyst with the Bangladesh team now used to be the video analyst for the Afghanistan national side. He must know all those tricks and things, and he must have just informed them, listen, this is what you gotta do. Seems like it is working.
Just skidding on, challenging the outside edge. Not surprised to see the end of Sharaful. There's the kids who had a moment to remember before the start of the play. They're out for the anthems. Sharaful obviously needed to get off, didn't he? The heat affected him, but I thought Taskin might come in for a second spell and a change of ends. But Miraz so effective. They've gone with spin for the moment.
And straight away, he's hold 5 deliveries, yet to give a run. Build pressure on the new batter. What would you want? Finally a run to end the over. 37 for 4 after 11 Afghanistan. Bit of an anticlimax for Afghanistan after winning the toss. This wasn't what they were expecting and hoping for. 4 down in no time. Need a partnership. Bangladesh have bossed the first part of the power play and 11 overs. Most part of 11 overs. What you make of the proceedings so far then, Wes?
Well, slightly concerning for Afghanistan. 4 down, like you mentioned, Ramiz, and desperate need for partnership. That'll be a not out. I think definitely pitched outside the line of leg stump. Optimistic appeal, however, by Mustafizo, who is on fire. 3 wickets for 5 runs, and he's only in his 3rd over.
Yes, he bowls a lovely slow ball and then he can nip the ball around as well. Very tricky customer really to size up on a pitch like this. That was a cutter as well from him.
Yeah, he's got this interesting flick of the wrist, which really gives him that little bit of an edge when it comes to getting the ball to just jag off the straight area. You would have seen there, just runs in, that angle going across the right-hander. Of course, the field is set accordingly. However, as a batsman, I would like to see batsman make sure cover is off stump and negate that nip.
This is going to be a because when they're upwardly mobile, when they're feeling the ball in the middle of the bat, they're unstoppable as a batting unit. But now the situation demands them to be a little bit careful and play the situation. They've got to do that more now in the next few overs. Rotate the strike, get a partnership rolling.
Certainly do. I think they'll have to do that on this pitch with picking up the ones and twos. Keeping that scoreboard ticking over is really important, and not get bogged down by the amount of dot balls. Because often you'll see bowlers build pressure in these sort of situations when